afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Susan, we made it to Friday.
We made it to Friday, and it's a busy day today.
It is very busy. Here's what's making news today. Dane County election officials have begun the first steps of the presidential recount. We'll find out how you can watch the recount as it happens. And President Trump is rejecting the results of the presidential election while President-elect Biden prepares for his move to Washington. And doctors say the coronavirus pandemic is worse than ever before, but the first steps to an approved vaccine are underway. But we want to start with breaking news outside of Milwaukee. Our partners in Milwaukee say there are reports of an active shooter at the Mayfair Mall in Wauwatosa. You're looking live at the scene right now where you can see an extensive police response to the mall. Police were first called to the scene about an hour ago. We've seen officers in tactical gear. Reporters at the scene have seen SWAT vehicles, and a handful of ambulances have left the scene. It's important to note the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner says they so far have not been responding to the mall. The response would typically indicate a death. Again, they are not responding. Still a lot of unanswered questions about what happened inside. We have a crew on the way to the scene, and we'll be closely monitoring new information coming from our partners in Milwaukee throughout this program and online at channel3000.com. Let's take a look outside on this Friday. Much quieter scene. People on roller skates and boating. Nice Friday afternoon. Cooler for the weekend, though. Chris Reese is in the Chris Reese Weather Center with the weekend details. Chris?
Mark, we certainly are going to be cooler. You felt that already if you stepped outside today. Pretty much all day long, we noticed those temperatures pacing about 10 degrees colder than where we saw them at the same time yesterday. Instead of being into the low 60s, a lot of us have been into the low 50s, even some mid 50s at times. Monroe was at 56, and Janesville has hovered at 54 for the past several hours. That's because winds are out of the north after a cold front came through yesterday, but still just an incredible shot out there. Another day in the row that we're going to see a beautiful sunset. 50 our temperature in Madison. Winds still coming out of the north and west at 7 miles per hour. I don't expect any kind of rain or snow as we go through the overnight hours. Look for another partly cloudy night that'll lead to more sunshine as we move into your Saturday as well. The rest of this evening will stay quiet. We're in the 30s by 8 o'clock. We're going down into the 20s for your overnight lows. Traffic-wise, we're not seeing any big issues. Hopefully, we'll keep an eye on the traffic as we go through the show. I'll have your full forecast coming up closer to 4:30.
Thank you. See you then. The partial recount is underway in Dane and Milwaukee counties.
It started this morning after the Trump campaign tried to get thousands of ballots thrown out. Our Amy Reed is live to explain what happens from here. Amy?
Both Dane and Milwaukee counties have until December 1st to finish counting, a deadline Milwaukee isn't worried about meeting. In Madison, they expect to hit it. Dane County, rather, they expect to hit it, but it might take up until the last few hours. Tabulators are going by hand today while observers watch. The Trump campaign is looking for any ballots cast during in-person absentee, those with different ink for the witness signature and address, and anywhere the voter marked they are indefinitely confined. The campaign claims those ballots were cast illegally. That claim goes against state law and guidance from the Elections Commission.
They're allowed to make their challenges. It's an open, it's democracy, and we're just trying to make sure that they get their say and they get to do that, but we're going to move forward the county.
The recount is expected to end up before the courts. This could also end in reform to our election laws as the state legislature looks to examine this election in a committee. We've seen that reform before. After a 2016 recount, the legislature changed laws to shorten the window in which a candidate could request a recount from 3 days to 1. Something this recount is not expected to do is change the results of the election. Previous recounts only moved about a few hundred votes, well short of the more than 20,000 with which Biden took the state.
Amy, thank you. President Trump summoned top Republican lawmakers from Michigan to the White House today. His administration is still not communicating with President-elect Biden, who is celebrating his 78th birthday today. Top Michigan state lawmakers top Michigan State Senate Republican Mike Shirkey, was met with protests as he arrived in Washington for the White House meeting. The invitation to Michigan lawmakers appears to be President Trump's latest effort to overturn results in a state he lost by more than 150,000 votes.
It's an abuse of office. It's an open attempt to intimidate election officials. It's absolutely appalling.
The president's been very clear. He wants every legal vote to be counted and to make sure no illegal votes are counted.
Within the last hour, the state of Georgia certified its results with a win for Joe Biden. The president-elect and vice president-elect are meeting with top congressional Democrats. Mr. Biden is set to be inaugurated as the 46th president in exactly 2 months.
Nearly 6,000 more people have been infected with COVID-19 in Wisconsin. That brings the state total to more than 345,000 cases since March. It's been just a week since the state hit 300,000 all-time cases. 67 more people have died across the state, bringing the total to just under 3,000. Since last Friday, at least 374 people in Wisconsin have died from COVID-19. The coronavirus pandemic is more widespread than ever before, with hospitalizations on the rise in nearly all 50 states. More than 1 million virus cases were reported across the country in the last 7 days. A curfew has now been ordered in most California counties. Daniel Backus has the latest, including some positive news on the vaccine front.
With cases of the coronavirus surging throughout the country, a vaccine may be on the way. Drug maker Pfizer is requesting emergency use authorization from the FDA for its vaccine, which may be more than 90% effective.
Should this be approved, we would then expect that our first shipment of roughly 130,000 doses would arrive in state around Christmas time.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy welcomed the news as parts of his state impose strict measures to contain the spread. All residents in the city of Newark are being asked to stay at home for 10 days beginning next Wednesday. And starting tonight, a curfew is in effect in some areas.
We need that because we have too much cases over here.
Frontline workers say they are not only battling the virus, but denial from people who think COVID is fake news.
I have never seen so much death and so much sickness in the past 2 weeks than I have in my entire 10 years in healthcare.
California's governor is imposing an overnight stay-at-home order for most counties that keeps people from leaving their homes from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. in an effort to slow the spread.
The order goes into effect Saturday and will impact businesses in hot zones like Los Angeles County.
All it's going to do is cause more people to go on unemployment because I'm going to furlough another 5 people beginning next week.
The CDC is also urging Americans not to travel over the Thanksgiving holiday, strongly suggesting people celebrate with people they live with.
I get it, but it's Thanksgiving and people want to be with their families.
A week before the holiday, people lined up for boxes of food in Colorado. Feeding America, the nation's largest hunger relief organization, says the coronavirus-related economic crisis could leave 54 million Americans unable to access affordable food. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
On Thursday, the U.S. reported more than 187,000 new cases of the virus. That's the highest one-day total since the pandemic began.
Even deer hunting will be a little different this year because of COVID-19. UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff says if you do go out with a group, make sure to continue following precautions like social distancing, washing your hands, and wearing a mask when around others. Dr. Potoff also says even small gatherings pose a risk of spreading the virus.
With COVID-19 so rampant in our communities right now, even what we would consider relatively small gatherings, 8 or 10 people, the likelihood that one of those people has COVID-19 and doesn't have any symptoms is actually kind of high. And if that person ends up being in your deer hunting camp, there's a really good chance that all of you are going to get COVID-19.
The deer hunting season in Wisconsin starts tomorrow and runs through November 29th.
Governor Tony Evers, along with Republican Robin Vos and Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu, met to discuss COVID-19 relief in the Badger State. There were no details released about the meeting, but Governor Evers' spokesperson released a statement saying, quote, "The conversation was productive, and the governor expressed urgent need for working together on additional state support and asked legislative leaders to meet again this week after Thanksgiving, or the week after Thanksgiving." Speaker Vos says it was a productive discussion, and as expected, there were issues we agreed on and some that we didn't. Regardless, I see today's conversation as a positive step forward in finding common ground and developing a more unified state response to the coronavirus pandemic.
Governor Tony Evers announced an additional $70 million in the second round of the We're All In grants today, adding to the $50 million announced last month. The second round total is $120 million to be invested in Wisconsin small businesses. There has been $185 million invested in the We're All In grant program. The first round of grants provided more than $65 million to more than 26,000 businesses. The grants are funded by the Federal CARES Act.
Teenager accused of killing two protesters in Kenosha is out of jail. Kyle Rittenhouse posted bond today. He's accused of shooting and killing two protesters and seriously injuring another during protests this summer in Kenosha. A judge earlier this month set the cash bond at $2 million. In Wisconsin, if a defendant has a cash bond set, they must post the full amount. Rittenhouse is expected back in court the week after Thanksgiving. Well, still to come at 4, there are 2 COVID vaccines on the verge of asking the FDA for emergency approval, but both face transportation hurdles to overcome. We'll take a look at that when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Keep your home and family warm and cozy this winter with a new degree of comfort from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
At Mounds Pet Food Warehouse, we know that no two pets are the same. That's why each of our 5 southern Wisconsin locations is wall-to-wall with everything you and your pet need, including dog food, cat food, pet beds, thousands of toys, treats, and chews, and supplies for your small animals, birds, and reptiles, too. With so many options, finding what you need is easy. You gotta get down to Mounds and see for yourself. Mounds Pet Food Warehouse powers them all. And don't forget your free Mounds candy bar.
I want a client who comes in to feel comfortable and to know that their case is in good hands so they can relax and get on with their life as best as they can and let me do the fighting for them. That's how I want them to feel.
Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
Here's a secret worth sharing. Robertson, Wisconsin's aesthetic leader, is making it easier to tackle pesky frown lines. It's a Botox BOGO for anyone new to this service. There is no better time to learn how Botox is different at Robertson.
Joint pain, swelling, tenderness.
My psoriasis. Cosentix works on all of this.
Cosentix can help you look and feel better by treating the multiple symptoms of psoriatic arthritis. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur.
Watch me.
Get real relief with Cosentix.
These are tough times, anxious times, uncertain times. And if you have Medicare, these are important times. The right Medicare coverage has never been more important. This is the time to review it. Because some plans are changing their benefits in January. The changes can be easy to miss. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Start with this free report. See if your Medicare plan is changing and how it compares to others in your area. More benefits, better coverage, save money. Find out what's possible with this free special report. This is the information you need to be prepared. Call now.
Is your home giving you the cold shoulder? Fight back with a new energy-saving furnace from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today.
serving Dane County for over 45 years.
We are continuing to follow breaking news outside of Milwaukee. Our partners in Milwaukee say there are reports of an active shooter at Mayfair Mall in Wauwatosa. You're looking live at the scene right now where you can see an extensive police response to the mall. Police were first called to the scene around 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's important to note the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner says they so far are not responding to the mall. The response would typically indicate a death. Again, they are not responding. At this time, we have a crew on the way to the scene, and we'll be closely monitoring new information coming from our partners in Milwaukee throughout the show and online at channel3000.com. And here's a better look at where Mayfield Mall is. The shooting happened near the mall's Macy's. It's located about 10 miles from downtown Milwaukee. It's one of the bigger malls in the area. Again, we're continuing to follow this story as it develops, and we'll bring you those details as they come into the newsroom. Stocks fell on Wall Street as traders weigh vaccine hopes against lockdown concerns. The Dow Industrials lost 219 points, ending the week at 29,263. The NASDAQ gave up 49. The S&P 500 fell 24. Well, this morning, Pfizer says it's applying today for the FDA for emergency use authorization for its vaccine. The drug giant hopes to produce up to 50 billion doses this year, with about half going to the U.S.
Moderna will also apply soon to the FDA and expects to deliver about 20 million doses in the U.S. by the end of the year. The companies are trying to figure out the best way to keep the product safe and effective, and that is an icy challenge, as CBS This Morning Saturday co-host Dana Jacobson shows us.
At Acme Dry Ice in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
These are big pellets, and these are small pellets.
Right. Owner Mark Savinor and his team are working around the clock to provide dry ice to vaccine manufacturers.
Not something I'm guessing that when you start a dry ice company you think about necessarily.
No, I never thought I'd be saving lives, but it feels really good.
Colder than Antarctica in winter, dry ice is critical to transporting and storing the coronavirus vaccines.
The demand is definitely higher right now for the vaccine makers because as fast as they're making the vaccine, they're shipping it out.
Dry ice is made from carbon dioxide, or CO2, a byproduct of ethanol production. With Americans driving less in the wake of the pandemic, ethanol plants shut down, resulting in a shortage of carbon dioxide over the summer.
How important is the CO2 to the dry ice process if that's the basic ingredient?
Well, without CO2, it's like being at McDonald's without hamburgers.
So this summer there was a shortage of dry ice. What about right now where there seems to be so much focus
Right now, we happen to have a great supply chain of CO2. You know, it's always scary to see what the demand is going to be with the vaccine.
With the help of dry ice, vaccines will be shipped from manufacturing facilities to freezer farms like Pfizer's in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and then to vaccination sites across the country. Tanya Alcorn is a Pfizer supply chain executive.
What's your biggest challenge as far as distribution?
Honestly, the biggest challenge is we're doing so much in parallel, we don't have all the answers.
Pfizer's vaccine needs to be kept at about 94 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, so it developed a thermal shipper to transport and store its vaccine at subarctic temperatures.
So the cool box, at least we think it's cool, is it's a shipper box about the size of like a carry-on suitcase. And then there's dry ice that goes around it. And then it has actually a device within it that has a continuous GPS and temperature monitor. So we will be able to have continuous eyes on every shipper.
Each cool box contains a minimum of about 1,000 vaccine doses.
That's a problem.
Tim Size represents 43 rural hospitals across Wisconsin.
If you can ship 1,000, you can ship 200. It's more expensive. It's more cumbersome.
Size says the nearly 1,000 minimum dose requirement is a challenge for rural areas. It means rural healthcare workers may have to travel to big cities to receive the vaccine, all while tackling a new wave of coronavirus infections.
We're under a huge surge. So for them to have to travel, maybe take a day off of work to travel to a regional center to then stand in line to get vaccinated, go back to work, and then 2 weeks later go back, taking another day off, just makes the logistics really bad.
Pfizer says they are working on a smaller shipper with less doses, which should be available early next year. Ultra-cold freezers can help vaccine doses survive longer, but Size says those are out of reach financially for most rural hospitals.
There's a lot of other things they could do with $15,000 or $20,000.
Moderna says its vaccine is stable at standard refrigeration temperatures and can be handled using existing infrastructure at pharmacies and doctors' offices. Size says that could be a game changer, but he wants rural areas to have equal access to all the vaccines.
We have a tremendous need to bridge rural and urban back together in our country. If basically rural's getting the message, we'll start with urban. Even if it's for reasonable logistical reasons, it's bad optics. I don't think anybody wants to give a message that rural Wisconsin, rural America is second class.
Dana Jacobson, CBS News.
Pfizer told CBS News that one of its fundamental principles is equitable access to their vaccine for all communities.
And Elkhorn acknowledged they don't have all the answers today. She said Pfizer is working with Operation Warp Speed to make sure it can get doses out to rural communities. A little ray of hope. Well, still to come at 4. If you're looking for a new movie to check out this weekend, we'll check out the new drama, The Sound of Metal, for you. That's coming up on Live at 4.
Condon Jewelers, your locally owned jeweler on the east side. Fine jewelry includes rings, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings, plus custom jewelry and repairs. If you don't see it in the store, we can get it for you. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Our new house is amazing. Great street, huge yard.
There is a bit of an issue with our neighbor's fencing. At least GEICO makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save even more.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Peter.
Push it. What?
Tongue down.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Carrier has a complete line of home heating products to keep your family comfortable this winter without burning your budget. With smart temperature management and remote access options, it's easier than ever to control your home's climate. And Carrier energy-efficient systems can help reduce utility bills without sacrificing comfort. For more complete comfort and greater peace of mind, turn to your Carrier expert.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
Condon Jewelers, your locally owned jeweler on the east side. Fine jewelry includes rings, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings, plus custom jewelry and repairs. If you don't see it in the store, we can get it for you. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Take a look at this. In Brazil, 2 friends and lovers of video games decided to bring the world of Harry Potter to reality. Inspired by the flying brooms with which J.K. Rowling's characters play Quidditch, they designed a method of transportation called Quidditch. That is, what is it?
Quidditch.
Quidditch. Okay, thanks, Matt. They designed a method of transportation called the cloud brooms. At a glance, it's a metal frame on an electric motorcycle with a broom as a seat, but in practice, it's a project to bring the sensation of flying on a magic broom to the real world. I missed out on all of that. Obviously.
You have to look at Quidditch on YouTube, and then you'll get it. Then you'll totally get it.
Quidditch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Chris. Let's take a flying broom out of here.
You know, I just want to add in, when I was in high school, we had a Quidditch team. How about that? One thing we're watching for the weekend is cooler temperatures, another rain chance in the early next week. That forecast after the break.
Your local Monk's Bar and Grill is still open for dine-in guests and convenient takeout. Monk's thanks you for continually supporting our locally owned business during these trying times. Visit monksbarandgrill.com to order online and easily view our menus.
Doing what we love can be painful. Introducing Aspra Cream with essential oil. Now calming lavender oil is combined with fast-acting lidocaine for lasting relief. New Aspra Cream with essential oil.
Surgenian's 90-year history means you pay $90 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad, your furniture moved, and your old carpet recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
It's called the greater good. At Quartz, it's what fuels our passion to better serve our members and our community. It's why we ensure easy access to the doctors, hospitals, and clinics of UW Health. It's what pushes us to invest in the name of community health and wellness programs and to find new ways to help those who need the help the most. But hey, you know all about the greater good. Quartz, health plans built with you in mind.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Your local Monk's Bar and Grill is still open for dine-in guests and convenient takeout. Monk's thanks you for continually supporting our locally owned business during these trying times. Visit monksbarandgrill.com to order online and easily view our menus.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We've still seen another day of quiet weather across the country. That continues into the weekend, but things are getting ready to get a lot colder for us, and in a big way. One thing I'm watching is this little stripe of clouds that's associated with the cold front that's pushing through. Some showers throughout parts of central Illinois, but here's the 24-hour temperature change. You see the big difference in temperatures throughout this part of country. We're now much colder than 24 hours ago. Yesterday and the day before, I showed you some of these same areas that are cold now being much warmer than they were 24 hours ago. There's a cold front right on top of us, high pressure behind it, high pressure out ahead of it as well. So as it parks itself across the Ohio Valley, that's where it's really gonna slow down and allow for waves of low pressure to ride along that. I expect us to be just on the northern side with high pressure and control for us. We should see some partly sunny days. High resolution Doppler is free of any rain or snow showers right now. We'll keep it that way until early next next week, that's when I expect some changes. Once again, another shot, though, of the sunset, and it is spectacular again tonight. Still fairly mild out there. Temperatures are at 50. That's with winds out of the north and west at 7. Yesterday at this time, our temperatures were in the 60s, so it's cooler, but it still feels good. Tomorrow and Sunday are going to be even cooler now. Let me say that again. Tomorrow and Sunday are going to be even cooler in the evening than what we have out there right now. So soak up this mild afternoon, folks. 54 in Janesville right now, 46 in Lone Rock, 43 in the Dells. You see that cooler air on the move. We're going all the way down into the 20s overnight tonight. I'm stopping the clock. This is 5:30 in the morning. We're at 28. Some clouds might be noted as you work your way closer towards the state line. That's a system passing by towards the south. Lunchtime tomorrow, temperatures are only into the upper 30s. Upper 30s are where I expect our highs. By tomorrow night into Sunday, that's the best chance to see more cloud cover moving towards south central Wisconsin with a weak little system passing by towards the north and west as well. I don't expect to see much out of that, but on Sunday, our highs will be a little bit warmer with those highs into the 40s. Here's the bigger picture. You see that system just towards the south. We can thank that front being towards the south, keeping us rain-free this weekend. You see that weak system passing by from the north, so our cloud cover is simply being sandwiched between those two systems. Then we start to move into Tuesday. Our next system begins to arrive. That one likely is going to have some wintry weather to start it. It's going to start during the overnight hours into early on Tuesday, but it goes quickly over to rain. By Tuesday afternoon, we should warm up into the 40s. Anything that was frozen in the morning becomes liquid. I don't expect any major impacts from that, but we're going to watch that closely, and then we'll see sunshine moving into your Thanksgiving. Temperatures will be in the 40s for Thanksgiving, and we're staying in the 40s beyond that, folks.
All right, Chris, not bad. Thank you. We're continuing to follow breaking news outside of Milwaukee. The mayor of Wauwatosa, that is Dennis McBridge, says no one has suffered life-threatening injuries after a shooting at the Mayfair Mall. There's still a large police presence outside the mall after someone went into the mall and started firing a gun. Multiple sources have told our news partners in Milwaukee that 7 people were hit. Stay with News 3 Now and Channel3000.com for the latest information. Musicians, including both local and national acts, are performing online this year for Flannel Fest.
In its 7th year this year, the Americana Music Festival goes virtual, but still needs your help raising money for the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. The co-founder of the festival, Beth Killey, will premiere 2 new music videos and is able also to pull this off with a lot of help from her fellow artists.
It's all about collaboration in music, and honestly, I think the local scene in particular, we all sink or swim together. And so I've just tried to find the strongest swimmers that are willing to throw me back in the boat when I start to flounder.
For more on Beth Killey, tune in tomorrow to News 3 Now this morning at 5 and 8 a.m. and watch new videos from all of these great artists during Flannel Fest Saturday at 6 p.m. on Facebook.
Sounds great. A new drama about a rock drummer who suddenly loses his hearing and how he comes to grips with it heads to theaters this week.
Rick Damigella has a preview of Sound of Metal.
Riz Ahmed stars as a drummer whose hearing disappears in an instant in Sound of Metal.
Your hearing is deteriorating rapidly.
We'll come back. Till then, Lou, we just keep going, okay?
No.
As you can see and hear from the film footage, Sound of Metal goes to great lengths to immerse the audience.
We did actually use some inverted hearing aids that were placed into my ear canal and switched into a white noise setting. And what that meant is I just wanted to know what it was like to not even be able to hear yourself speak. And it was very disorienting and very humbling and very visceral.
I can't hear you. Do you understand me? I can't. I'm deaf.
That was a 7.5 month process where I moved to New York and would do several hours every day of learning American Sign Language. And then similarly with the drums, it was every day with my teacher. Learning the drums is about learning to kind of let the drums play you. You can't think your way to playing that stuff. You kind of have to let it work through you.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
That looks very interesting. We'll find out what Will Loper thinks about it coming up Monday, and we'll be right back.
Black Friday starts now at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 60% off doorbusters and special holiday buys available now. Plus, get our very best Black Friday bonus deals, up to an extra 20% off our sale prices store-wide. Bring the holidays home early at Ashley Home Store.
Sharing smiles together is a gift. At Aspen Dental, it's easy to gift yourself the smile you deserve. New patients, get started with a comprehensive exam and full set of x-rays with no obligation. And if you don't have insurance, it's free. Plus, get 20% off your treatment plan. Enjoy flexible payment options and savings when it matters most. We're here to make your smile shine bright so you can start the new year feeling all right. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL 7 days a week or book today at aspendental.com.
The ups and downs of frequent mood swings can take you to deep depressive lows or give you unusually high energy even when depressed. Overwhelmed by bipolar 1? Ask about Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Vraylar effectively treats depression, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Full spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. High cholesterol and weight gain, high blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, may occur. Movement dysfunction, sleepiness, and stomach issues are common side effects. When bipolar 1 overwhelms, Vraylar helps smooth the ups and downs.
If you live in Wisconsin and don't have dental insurance, listen to this important message.
I know how important it is for my patients to maintain their dental health. That's why I'm so pleased Delta Dental has plans for individuals and families designed to fit your budget.
Your dentist may already be part of our network. You'll have a choice of Delta Dental individual and family plans that cover exams, cleanings, fillings, crowns, and more. So call now.
Call 844-SMILE-15. That's 844-SMILE-15.
Black Friday appliance deals start now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 50% off doorbusters from top brands now. And pay no interest for 18 months. Plus free quick ship drop-off delivery at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Tonight at 5, recount efforts are underway now in Wisconsin. We'll tell you what goes into a recount, plus how you can watch the process. That's tonight at 5.
A little colder weather for the weekend, but dry conditions expected, and the forecast is looking sunny for Thanksgiving. We'll take a look at the full 10-day.
And then at 6, as hunters head into the woods this weekend, why a local sheriff's department is asking them to keep an eye out for more than just deer. We'll share that story with you tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Beautiful sunset on this Friday afternoon from our Edgewater Skycam looking west over the lake. Great shot. Well, the holidays will be different this year because of the pandemic.
But at least one thing remains the same. Kids want toys. Naomi Ruckham takes a look at what's popular this year.
Pull the ripcord and let it fly.
The race is on to buy the must-have holiday toys kids are clamoring for. The Toy Insider's Marissa DiBartolo says this year many parents have their own wish lists.
Let's see what we get.
With old-school items, including the Price is Right-inspired Plinko game.
Because you can't go anywhere. So this year, families are really looking for things like board games and activity toys and things that they can all play together.
The National Retail Federation says Legos and other classic toys like Barbie are popular this year. So are high-tech video game consoles and this Mario Kart Live.
Here we go.
There's a camera on top so kids can get the racer's perspective. One of the hottest toys this year is this Kitty Zoom Creator Cam. It can switch to selfie mode and even comes with a green screen so kids can create their own backgrounds like dinosaurs.
Kids are watching videos on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok more than ever before, and this camera is a safe way for them to really dabble in making their own videos.
Kids will also be asking for new toys from Ryan and LOL Surprise.
Get ready to move.
The latest version of Baby Shark is expected to be a hit.
Shake it up.
And may the force be with parents trying to get this Star Wars toy.
The Child is definitely one of those big hot items this year.
The Child, aka Baby Yoda, now comes in a remote control version.
And they can use that to control all of the child's movements. You can make him walk, you can play hide and seek with him.
Experts say parents seeking a hot toy don't want to wait too long. The pandemic has more people buying online, which could lead to shipping delays. Naomi Rockham, CBS News, New York.
Well, good luck finding the baby, Susan. I think it's going to be a hot seller.
I miss those days, I'll tell you.
Yeah. They grow up so fast, don't they?
Yeah.
When we come back, we are going behind the screens with Michael Bruno. He's highlighting Capital City Theater's virtual production of Daddy Longlegs. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Keep your home and family warm and cozy this winter with a new degree of comfort from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
We are the Thrivers. Women with metastatic breast cancer. Standing in the struggle. Hustling through the hurt. Asking for science, not sorries. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant or a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor. Kisqali is the only treatment in its class with proven overall survival results in 2 clinical trials, helping women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali was also significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. It's our time to continue to shine because we are the Thrivers. Ask your doctor about Kisqali, the only treatment in its class proven to help women live longer in 2 clinical trials.
Do you have dry, cracked hands from constant washing, cold weather, and hard work? Try O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet.
Over time, things wear down. Tires, brakes, and headlight bulbs too. Sylvania's lighting experts know that if you wait until burnout, you'll lose up to 50 feet of visibility. That's from here to here in darkness. Switch to a new pair of Sylvania bulbs today and see better tonight.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. We know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to people my age, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
Is your home giving you the cold shoulder? Fight back with a new energy-saving furnace from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
For the most part, traffic continues to look well for us on the Beltline. The only place we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown, that's going to be right around Stoughton Road, which is normal. Nothing out of the ordinary here. We're also seeing a little bit more in the way of brake lights as you work your way closer towards downtown and the Capitol Square. Otherwise, the Beltline moving right around 55 to 60 miles per hour. No major delays on all of the routes, guys.
Thank you. An update out of the Milwaukee area for those of you just joining us.
Officers
the mayor of Wauwatosa, Dennis McBride, told WTMJ Radio in Milwaukee no one has suffered life-threatening injuries after a shooting at the Mayfair Mall. Police and other authorities are still on the scene investigating what happened. We're expecting an update from police just before 6 o'clock. We'll bring you that when we have it. What we know right now is at 3 o'clock this afternoon, police responded to the mall for a report of an active shooter. Multiple sources say 7 people were hit by gunfire. Stay with News 3 Now and Channel3000.com for the latest information. President-elect Joe Biden turns 78 today, and to mark the occasion, an Italian nativity scene artist has created a special sculpture of the future president at a Neapolitan nativity scene. Biden's figure appears to be giving a thumbs up, while the nativity figurines also gaze at the baby Jesus from behind protective masks. They're all socially distanced, but the baby Jesus is not masked. The artist says the infant is too big a symbol of love and hope to be tainted by the shadow of a virus. Interesting work. The Capital City Theater wants you to know that they are still alive.
I'm sure a lot of people are wondering that. Like most arts organizations, they're dealing with the pandemic and trying to do the absolute best they can. This weekend, they're offering a streaming on-demand performance of the two-person musical Daddy Longlegs with a virtual twist.
Our Michael Bruno heads behind the screens to check it out.
Dear Jerusha, I've been meaning to write you for quite some time, but with no success. It felt rather dishonest writing to you as Jervis Pendleton when all your letters were being written to me as Daddy Longlegs. So I put it off. I shouldn't have done, but I did. Your discovery of my connection to Lock Willow has made a confession all the more necessary.
This show has a lot of letters back and forth between the two characters, but they're never really in the same room. So how great is that when you have to do a show where they can't be in the same room? And it's a really pretty score. It was, it was off Broadway I think it started in the late aughts, and then it was off Broadway around 2014, 15.
Such a lot of adventures we're having.
We've explored the country.
For miles and miles.
And I've learned to fish.
With funny little flies.
Made of feathers and twine.
It's the story, as he said, is based in letters. And so it's based in the reading and writing of letters. So there were moments that I was typing out things to Kevin, or thinking about him in the moment, or thinking about something that we had just done. There's not, what's nice about this show is there's not a lot of time that we're actually in the same place, but when there were those times, we had to kind of adjust and use this platform in a different way. So it was quite the experience for sure.
What are you like? Who could you be? 'Cause I have imagined a kindly old man of at least 83.
Truly a collaborative process, which is what I like most about theater anyway. But we had a costume designer, Danielle Silfies, who had to design from afar and coach the actors through their own wardrobes. We had our music director, Evan Lang, who had to work with an orchestra, also remotely recording both the actors in their apartments and homes, as well as the orchestra, actors having to film themselves with the great guidance from Stephen Gifford from PDS, who did our visual editing, and the actors had to become cameramen, cinematographers, lighting designers, audio engineers, all while learning and performing the show in about a week's time.
Mercy, Daddy, isn't New York big? Do you mean to tell me that you actually live in all that confusion?
You're on your own in this room, and you're like Stephen said, you're recording everything, so the pressure was on us. But because of this amazing team, we were able to create something really beautiful, and I was able to kind of hone in on different skills, because you're right, it's almost like filming a feature film. It's really not like a musical where I can play off of Kevin and what he's giving me. We filmed separately, and so crazy experience, but really wonderful.
Just in terms of connecting through very little, in terms of just storytelling, just falling in love with words and investing in people, two people investing in themselves who don't really know each other, and literally just reading and finding some kind of connection. So that's one thing. Second thing is never really being around Kaylee, so not really having a sense of energy or what she's offering to the world, but just kind of living through her voice. Third thing is singing to tracks. And things being at certain tempos and being like, you gotta sing faster, you gotta sing slower, you gotta hold the note longer. Kaylee's holding that note, so you've gotta cut off when she cuts off. It's been exciting, but it has definitely taught, I think both of us agree, we have learned several new skills on this. So eternally grateful.
I'm curious.
I'm absentee.
What are you like?
You mustn't see the man I am. I'm man I'll never
Beautiful music. Michael joins us now. I can't believe they recorded that separately. I thought they would do it at the same time.
It is astonishing how they managed to pull all that together, being in two different cities and having to do everything by themselves, which is like, you know, like they said, they had their own camera person, they had to do their own lighting, they had to do their costuming. It's pretty astonishing that it looks that wonderful. You really think they are in the same place together.
It's just incredible how theater has adapted to the pandemic and what they've gone through to make sure that people can still participate and experience in it. It's inspiring in a lot of ways.
It is inspiring. It's a tribute to all the companies locally and all over, you know, the country, and how they're really adapting to this and still really doing quality productions, but just having to kind of flip it around and turn them into video and almost like mini film musicals, of which this is based on a 1955 movie with Leslie Caron and Fred Astaire.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beautiful music. Capital City Theater's Daddy Long Legs, available on demand this weekend. It runs virtually through next Saturday. Virtual tickets cost $20 and can be purchased on the Capital City Theater website. Are we going to try to do this remotely, everybody? 3, 2, 1. It's Friday.
Hey.
Oh, dear.
From our bunker to your bunker, Susan.
We'll all be together soon. We will.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Jim. Have a great weekend.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Susan.
We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.
Let me introduce me. Here I come. Yeah.
Cuts, colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
#1 in color in Wisconsin.
That's not bacon. It's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
Do you have dry, cracked hands from constant washing, cold weather, and hard work? Try O'Keefe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keefe's Lip Repair. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips.
Here's to the doers. To all the people who realize they can do more with less asthma. Thanks to Dupixent, the add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. Dupixent isn't for sudden breathing problems. It can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks and help prevent severe asthma attacks. It's not a steroid, but can help reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. And don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma? Talk to your asthma specialist about Dupixent. If your financial situation has changed, we may be able to help.
Saturday morning, we track the recount in Milwaukee and Dane counties, plus a concern of holiday travel and COVID-19. And Chris will have your weekend forecast. Join us Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
UW Athletics and the Goodman Community Center needs your help providing Thanksgiving meals for 4,000 families.
Please consider a food or monetary donation. We are grateful for any gift you can provide.
Donate at goodmancenter.org.
39 expected to be your high as we move into tomorrow. That comes with some sunshine. We'll be at 40 for your Sunday. Another rain chance arrives Monday night and Tuesday.
All right, Chris, thank you.
We'll
The new
be right
sounds
back
are next.
after this.
At Mounds Pet Food Warehouse, we know that no two pets are the same. That's why each of our 5 southern Wisconsin locations is wall-to-wall with everything you and your pet need, including dog food, cat food, pet beds, thousands of toys, treats, and chews, and supplies for your small animals, birds, and reptiles, too. With so many options, finding what you need is easy. You gotta get down to Mounds and see for yourself. Mounds Pet Food Warehouse powers them all. And don't forget your free Mounds candy bar.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto helps people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
If you're at home thinking about your financial plan, so are we. Prudential helps 1 in 7 Americans with their financial needs. That's over 25 million people. With over 90 years of investment experience, our thousands of financial professionals can help with secure video chat or on the phone. We make it easy for you with online tools, e-signatures, and no medical exam life insurance. Plan for better days. Go to Prudential.com or talk to an advisor.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
This is it. The new iPhone.
Yeah, and it's 5G.
Is that more G's than mine?
Yours is 4G, Dad. This one is way faster.
Well, it's only 1G faster.
The new iPhone 12 Pro is way faster. Plus, US Cellular has the #1 ranked network.
You know, when I was your age, we used to get by with only half a G, and it was lowercase.
Oh.
We'll take 2.
The amazing iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 are here. Switch and get iPhone 12 on us with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Before we head out for the week, it's time to check in with Lola and Louie.
It's always the best way to end a Friday. Our news hounds have dug up the best animal stories of the week.
It's News Hounds Now Update with Lola and Louie.
This week on the News Hounds, curious pandas.
A holiday video just for dogs.
And a cranky sea lion.
But first, zookeepers at the Chester Zoo in London are celebrating the birth of a rare baby rhino. Mom Elsa safely delivered the female calf following a 15-month-long pregnancy. Conservationists at the zoo say the arrival of the calf, an eastern black rhino, will be celebrated around the world, as fewer than 1,000 now remain on the planet, and they're listed as critically endangered in the wild. The zoo will now hold a contest to come up with a name for this precious new arrival.
Here's a tip. Don't wake a sleeping sea lion. This startled sea lion is not happy. The poor guy shrieks and jumps in the water after a boater in California sneaks up from behind him to pet him, and it wakes up. Instead of swimming away, the sea lion stops to give the man an earful of some salty language.
Don't be mad. The glass at the panda enclosure at the Atlanta Zoo needed cleaning. The panda twins immediately ran over to investigate what is going on with that squeegee. Both of the girls love to jump up and swipe at that strange thing, trying to get into their play space. Yaloon took the opportunity to catch her sister Shiloon off guard while she was distracted by the squeegee and jumped on her head.